Comparing American and Chinese parents. I'm Mario Reader in the VOA Special English Education Report. Some American parents might think their children need a better education to compete with China and other countries. But how much do the parents themselves need to change? A new book called Battle Hymn of the Tiger Mother by Amy Chua has caught a debate about cultural differences in parenting. Ms. Chua is professor at the Yale Law School in New Haven, Connecticut, and the mother of two daughters. She was raised in American Midwest by immigrant Chinese parents. In the Chinese culture, the tiger represents strength and power. In her book, Ms. Chua writes about how she demanded excellence from her daughters. For example, he threatened to burn her daughter's stuff and animals unless he played a piece of music perfectly. She would insult her daughters if they failed to meet her expectations. Miss Chua says she had a clear list of what her daughters, Sophia and Lucia, were not permitted to do. They could not attend a sleepover, have a play date, watch TV or play computer games, be in the school play or get any grade less than an A. Many people have criticized Amy Chua. Some say her parenting methods were abusive. She even admits that her husband, who is not Chinese, sometimes objected to her parenting style. But she says that was the way her parents raised her and her three sisters. Miss Chua makes fun of her own extreme style of parenting. She says he eased some of the pressure after her younger daughters rebelled and shouted, "I hate my life, I hate you." Miss Chua says he decided to retreat when it seems like there was a risk that she might lose her daughters. But she also says American parents often have low expectations of their children's abilities. She says one of the biggest differences I see between Western and Chinese parents is that Chinese parents assume strength rather than fragility. Stacy DeBost has written 4 books on parenting. She says the debate over Miss Chua's book has to do with 2 questions. What does it mean to be a successful parent? And what does it mean to be a successful child? Mr. DeBost says Amy Chua's parenting style is not limited to Chinese families. She says it represents a traditional way of parenting among immigrants seeking a better future for their children. But she also sees a risk when children have no time to be social or to follow their own interests. They might not develop other skills that they need to be success in life. Stacy DeBost advises parents to develop their own style of parenting and not just repeat the way they were raised. And that's the VOA Special Education Report. What are your thoughts about parenting style and culture differences? Tell us at voaspecialenglish.com or on Facebook at VOA Learning English.